Howdy there. So yesterday I saw Thor again for the second time. I had just as much fun as I did the first time. I have no problems giving it an 8. A spectacular show, a very fun time. It's about Thor, a alien from another planet, realm, gets cast out due to breaking a truce or starting a war, is cast out by his father and is sent to Earth, banished to Earth without his powers, and must earn the right to become Thor again. In a nutshell, that's what the film's about. It's directed by Kenneth Branagh. It had more than one screenwriter. I can't tell you who wrote it, but I think there were a few. Maybe even more than a few. Stars Chris Hemsworth, Anthony Hopkins, Kat Dennings, Natalie Portman, Rene Russo. Who else is in there? Idris Elba. Great cast. The acting is solid because the writing is solid. All the characters, especially Thor, who carries the film. I mean, the name of the film is Thor. He's very charming. He's very good. He hasn't been in much, Chris Hemsworth, but he's very talented, very charming, and, cut. Looks like a Norse god would look. The special effects, fantastic. Just tremendous, technically. I saw it in 2D. The film was not shot in 3D with the camera nor the film, so I think if you saw it in 3D, I think you get the inferior product there. But I saw it in 2D, and it was gorgeous. So many colors. Stellan Skarsgård is also in it. That's the one thing that I really took into this second viewing is, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but at the end of the credits, after the credits are over, there's a piece revealed that you're not sure if it's starting there or if it's throughout the film. I watched it with that in mind, and I loved it even more. It's given me something to think about. Now, again, I kind of want to say it, but I would hate to spoil it for you. But there is a character who is not what he appears to be. And I watched the film the second time thinking that maybe it was that way the entire time. Because the first time I saw it, I thought, well, okay, he's taken over now. But now I think he might have had control the entire time. And I think that's precisely why they got Stellan Skarsgård, who I felt was some weird casting, the first time I saw it. But now, I think it's perfect, and I even admire it more so. And I kind of think that he was never himself. If you've seen the film, you get what I'm saying. But I watched it that way. I looked for little clues. And I think that there's a good chance he was never himself. Which I think is really cool. I'd have to say, of the Marvel films, I think Thor has been my favorite. I think it really captures the spirit of a comic book. Maybe not necessarily Thor. I didn't read much of Thor. I only knew of Thor when it was like a big crossover event where everyone got together. There I got my taste of Thor. I never read his book, so I don't know how closely it follows his mythos, but I think it's pretty good, except for one thing. I didn't think that Mjolnir, the hammer, I thought he had to call it. I didn't think the hammer could do anything on its own, and it does here. I think. I mean, perhaps Odin was controlling it, but I thought, when it happened, I thought, well, I didn't think that was possible in this comic book world. But of course, here I'm thinking about what's possible of a comic book. I mean, it really captured the feeling of reading a comic book, something fantastical. I thought that, it makes no attempt to put it in the real world. In fact, I mean, it separates the real world from the Asgardian world, and when the Asgardians come here, it's very much fish out of water, which is good. I think that's a source of most of its comedy, and I think it pays off. I think it's very well done. Very well done. I guess, I don't know, I try and always say to myself, why don't I give it a higher score? Why are you giving it an 8? Why aren't you giving it a 9 or a 10? I don't really know, other than, well, I think some of the characters flux, meaning that they are more important in some parts of the story than they are in others. Some of them just kind of seem to fade away, where I thought that they were going to be more useful to the plot. One, Kat Dennings, who I really like, I believe she's from The 40-Year-Old Virgin, is where I first remember her. She's very funny, and she's basically the comic relief for the first half of the film, and then she just slowly disappears. And I missed her. And also some things just kind of happen. Like, I don't know where some of the characters, again, some of the characters seem to disappear when it is convenient. That's my only beef with the film. I had a great time for the second time. And again, there was much more there to watch, and I enjoyed it's very layered. You learn that it's very layered after the fact, which again is very cool. But it's rewarding for multiple viewings. The special effects, outstanding. I mean, gorgeous, really. Technically, very good film. Very good film. I really don't know what else to say about it. I hope you've seen Thor. I had a fantastic time. And I think it's a solid 8. And I think it's probably the best film that Marvel Studios has given us. I think earlier I said maybe the best comic book film. I mean, no, I don't think I said that. Because I wouldn't say that over Dark Knight or maybe Spider-Man 2. Which I think are fantastic. 9s and 10s even. But of the Marvel, it's definitely the best. And again, the film captures what it's like to be lost in your imagination while reading a comic book. Whereas the Batman films and the Spider-Man films try and put it into the real world. Thor makes no attempt to do that. I love that. And I love the film. Thor is a great 8. Thanks.